This farmer is playing with his favorite item. It is a sniper rifle. How far can he shoot? We see him targeting a small can which is 1,000 miles away. The gun is reloaded and adjusted. Then, it's scary. Very few people know he is a sniper. After retiring, he went back to live alone and did not go out. Until today, a black man meets him. He invites him to return and protect the president. It turns out that they got his information. On the day the president makes a speech, there will be sniper 1 mile away. Unless they can find his location in advance, they will not prevent it. Swagger is curious, which assassin is so skillful? Therefore, he accepts this offer. Upon arrival near the speech site, he carefully checks. Finally, he finds the best firing position. It is a clock tower. The enemy will prepare a full-size weapon. They will use alloy bullet to reduce drag. Swagger gives details about the assassination that he comes up with. He tells it to the colonel, and the colonel is very pleased. That day, guards are locating everywhere to prepare to arrest the assassin alive. Swagger is in a building under construction nearby and keeps watching. Then, the president goes to the stage. A black sniper rifle is slowly adjusted, and it is aiming him. In this moment, Swagger sees that the wind has stopped. So the assassin will do it any time. He rapidly calls the colonel to arrest the assassin. As a result, when he turns his head, the assassin fires. Everyone at the speech site is frightened. Swagger jumps out the window with pain. The policeman chases and shoots him. The second shot breaks the glass, making him fall to the floor. That's why he can escape. The failed policeman is cursed like a dog. It turns out that everything is the colonel's plan. They let Swagger design and imagine the shooting scene. Then they turn that building into a firing point. They also turn Swagger into an assassin. This is such a perfect plan. However, they let Swagger run away. Swagger is seriously injured and is trying to drive away. He hides in an automated car wash. He uses the medical bandage to stop bleeding. When getting out, he finds the police chasing him. He immediately increases the speed. Consequently, he is hit by a truck. The police quickly surround him. He pushes the pedal to move back and rushes over the railing. Then he falls into the river. The police search for him under the river, but they find nothing. Because he clings to a side of a boat. After getting out of the water, he steals a car. He drives to a small town hundreds of kilometers away. He finds a woman named Sunny and asks her to let him stay. Sunny is the girlfriend of Swagger's dead brother. Although they have not met for a long time, the only one can help him now is her. Swagger gives Sunny a prescription. He tells her to buy these medicines in different drugstores to avoid being suspected. After buying the medicines, Sunny will take the bullet out. But she does not have any medical experience. Could she save him? He takes a deep breath of anesthetic and falls in bed. He lets Sunny take out the bullet. Eventually, the bullet is taken out of his body. The wound is also not infected. After recovering, he is about to find the truth. In this moment, a detective from the Bureau of Investigation named Black has found some suspicions in the case. He is skeptical about the identity of Swagger. Because in the day of the case, the killed person was not the president. He was the archbishop standing next to him. The firing point was very near, and there was no wind. Swagger is such a professional sniper, how can he kill people? Black also notices about the clock tower. He goes up there and discovers a hole in it. After searching, he finds that this hole is used for a sniper rifle. The shooter only has to use a back handle to shoot the target from the distance. Therefore, the firing point is in the clock tower. And the true killer is not Swagger. When Black is investigating, he is arrested by someone. It does not need to say that the colonel is behind this case. They arrest him to kill him and cover the truth. They install a device on Black's arm. And they want to create a fake suiciding scene. Suddenly, there is a gunshot sound. One man is shot down. Another guy rapidly hides behind Black, but he is still shot. The sniper is standing on a boat in the middle of the river. He finally finishes the last man. Then he goes to save Black. He is Swagger. Black finally learns that he is involved in a huge conspiracy. There is no way back now. He can only follow Swagger. Next, they have to find the gunman using the remote-controlled weapon. If someone can use that gun 1 mile away, he must be a skillful shooter. An old military friend of Swagger tells him that. Today, there are not many skillful shooters like that. Besides Swagger, there is still a skillful shooter. However, he retired to rest because he was seriously injured. Swagger suddenly remembers the man in a wheelchair next to the colonel. It must be him. After that, Black connects to his people in the Bureau of Investigation. He quickly finds out the killer's accommodation. Then they go to supermarket to buy many things. These things are bought from everywhere. They are turned into pepper sprays, burning bombs and steel bombs by Swagger. And the next day, they will start. Black is on the outside watching. Swagger goes to kill the guards outside. He also arranges the bomb location. After finishing the last guard, he rushes into the house and sees the crippled assassin. Now, the assassin also learns that he is just a pawn. He then tells Swagger the truth. It turns out that the colonel is working for a private consortium. 3 years ago, this consortium laid an oil pipeline in an African village. But the people did not want to relocate. 400 people included women, the elderly and the children. They were all buried here. Killing the president was just the cover of the plan. Their real target was the archbishop, because he found out the truth and intended to declare it that day. Consequently, he was murdered. After telling, the assassin kills himself. The truth is finally revealed. In this moment, the guards are surrounding everywhere. They used the assassin to lure Swagger. It's time for arresting them all. Fortunately, Black informed Swagger in advance, and he has prepared for this. He rapidly finishes the 2 guards at the door. He lets Black activate the bombs, killing more than half of the guards. Swagger successfully gets out. However, they use the helicopter flying in the air to shoot him. What will he do? Black uses himself as a bait. He allows Swagger to escape in an arranged path. When the helicopter comes, Swagger fires the gun to detonate the oil tank. It makes the helicopter explode. They both escaped. It is not long until the colonel informs Swagger that he has ordered his people to arrest Sonny. They want Swagger to get out of hiding. Nevertheless, he does not expect that Swagger is having a recording of the assassin. It is the evidence to convict them. Therefore, Swagger offers a trade. They will release Sonny, and he will give the recording. The location is on a snowy mountain. It seems to be a desolate mountain, but actually there are 4 snipers. When Swagger shows up, he is shot once. He is the first sniper. But right after that, the first sniper is detonated. Swagger slowly climbs up. He appears in front of the enemy. He turns out to be Black in costume. The second sniper is about to target and shoot. But a sound boom indicates that the second sniper is killed. Truly, the 2 dead snipers were killed by Swagger. However, the 2 shots reveal his location. The enemy side has the 3rd sniper from a distance. Swagger knows that. That sniper fires the gun before Swagger does that. After playing a game about cheating and deceiving, Black is pulling out a thick steel plate from his body. This is what protected him. The enemies are afraid. They take Sonny to force Swagger to stop firing. Swagger adjusts the lens. He takes a deep breath and shoots into that man's hand. He finally finishes all the snipers. Swagger shows himself. In this scene, the person standing behind the colonel also appears. He is both a consortium member and a senior official. The plan in the African village was set up by him. Now, he wants to negotiate with Swagger. He uses money to make Swagger give him the evidence. He also excuses himself that destroying a poor village makes the country develop. He is so confident with that cruel speech. Now, the helicopter from the Bureau of Investigation comes. Swagger takes out the recording and burns it. Because he knows this case involves a lot of people. If the Bureau of Investigation has the evidence, the involved people like him will not survive. A senior official like him will be protected by the consortium. He will be alive. It may sound unacceptable, but it is true. Nevertheless, Swagger has another way. He asks for a complaint as a suspect to meet the procurator. Because there is Swagger's gun on the table. He is the one who killed the archbishop. Swagger slowly takes a bullet from Black's hand and puts it into the gun. Then he raises it and targets the colonel nearby. He fires it, but nothing happens. It turns out that whenever Swagger goes out, he will remove the firing pin inside. Therefore, the gun cannot be fired. That's why Swagger is not the killer. After that, Black gives the procurator many photos. They are the photos about the horror of the slaughtered African villagers. These photos are stolen from the archives of the Bureau of Investigation. It is enough to prove the colonel's massacre, and the consortium behind him. The procurator is very angry. But he cannot punish these men. Because the case happened overseas, it is not within their legal scope. The colonel laughs at Swagger and leaves. The procurator walks to Swagger and tells him, "We cannot punish them, but you are free now." Not long after that, at the senior official's place, they are celebrating. Suddenly, a dead body of a guard falls down. The colonel stands to run, but he is also shot. Swagger comes in from the door. He kills another man. Now there is only him. He is very terrified. He says he is a senior official. "You are the senior official that I want to kill today." Then, Swagger opens the gasoline container. He burns this place down. Some people think that they are above others. They treat other people's lives like animals. Sooner or later, they will be punished.